going on, everybody? Welcome into another video. Today I want to go ahead and talk about obviously where we are at right now as an Arizona Cardinal organization, right? I think the days of you're being too negative, being too positive, I'm just going to be real. I'm going to be absolutely real. Now, before we get started, definitely do me a huge favor. Smack the like button on this video and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. Now, I think myself as an Arizona Cardinal fan today, I think I took a slice of humble pie today. I'm not going to lie to you. I think the Arizona Cardinal offense is as bad as I've seen it in a very, very, very long time. Now, yes, we shipped off Josh Dobbs because I wanted to see what Clayton Tune can do. Now I know. Now I know. Now, congratulations to Josh Dobbs and what he's done for the Vikings organization. Already with, just a few days or I guess a week under his belt, he already got him a win. So congratulations to him. But I think where we are at right now, we are evaluating. That's where we are at. This is a rebuilding season for the Arizona Cardinals organization. And although every single loss hurts me as an Arizona Cardinal fan, and I can't wrap my mind around the fact that I get it for the future. It might make sense, right? Having a higher draft pick helps out, especially if you're looking for a top tackle, a top defensive lineman, top wide receiver, whatever you want to do, right? I know it's hard to wrap my mind around, but the Arizona Cardinals right now are rebuilding. And it's obviously obvious. Now, I think one thing we can definitely take away is that this defense has looked very, very good. Very good, very competitive. And I definitely want to give kudos to where kudos is due. We don't have the big star-studded names out there that people are going to know at, right? Like a Budda Baker. We don't have a lot of those people on this defense, but they're playing hard for Jonathan Gannon, and I definitely think that that's definitely something we can hang our hat on. Another thing, obviously, to hang our hat on is the fact that our rookies have looked pretty good so far, right? Obviously, some look great compared to good, but man, I'm very, very proud of what our rookies have done so far and what our defense has done so far. But our offense is just so bad today. I don't think I've seen our offense look as bad as we've seen today in a very, very long time. Now, I'm not going to come out here and completely demolish Clayton Tune and say that he was terrible, get rid of him, right? Because I think on the other side of the coin, yes, he played a very historically bad game for a quarterback, playing for the Arizona Cardinals. Tune was 11 for 20, 58 yards, 2 interceptions, right? Now, Clayton Tune was also the guy that was leading the rushing core, right, with 5 carries, 28 yards. Our leading wide receiver had 24 yards in this game. I feel like everything was bad for the Arizona Cardinals offense, and it's hard for me to completely pinpoint and say that this rookie quarterback was the number one fault in terms of why we lost, because it was everything. It was the offensive line, which we were already dealing with struggling offensive line pieces and trying to get them healthy. And on top of that, we already had more injuries in this game, right? We saw Will Hernandez as well as DJ Humphries have an injury in this game. Our running back core with Keontae Ingram, he had 9 carries, 8 yards. So it wasn't just Clayton Tune, although historically we've seen him have a pretty bad game. I don't think it was fully 100% his fault, and we just ran into a buzzsaw of that defensive line, and every second, it felt like 1 second, 2 seconds went by, or a fraction of 2 seconds went by. That defensive line was somebody's back there to rattle the cage of a rookie quarterback that we had. So very unfortunate, but this kind of brings me to the big question here, right? Are we going to see Kyler Murray? Are we going to see Kyler Murray? Should we, as Cardinal fans, want to see Kyler Murray with this offensive line that we might have more holes now heading into week 10 of the NFL season? Should we want to see Kyler Murray? And I think this is kind of one of the biggest trending questions out there is, do we risk our franchise quarterback to possibly get hurt again, right? Where we've seen him get hurt every single year. And coming off this big injury, is it worth the Arizona Cardinals doing something like this, right, and putting him out there? Now, obviously, in what we've heard so far from the big national media and what we've heard from JG, it seems like Kyler Murray will play, right? At least that's the trend that we're going to be seeing them in the Atlanta Falcons game. But I'm not going to lie to you here, ladies and gentlemen. What we've seen today, I have a hard time wrapping my mind in throwing our franchise quarterback in there and say, save us, right? Save us, Kyler Murray, right? I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around it. Like, we are a 1-8 team. Now, can the Arizona Cardinals use Kyler Murray in these next couple games to see if they truly feel like he's the guy for the future and maybe rest him for the rest of the games? Yeah, we can maybe very well see the Arizona Cardinals use this 2-game sample size that we have coming up here, which I know I've said this a lot of times, right? Winnable games. It's so hard to say winnable games anymore. It really is. But we have the Falcons and then the Texans these next coming weeks. Maybe we see the Cardinals play them in these 2 games and sit them for the rest of the time, right? But I think with what we're hearing JG said in terms of like the evaluation process, we need to see what Kyler Murray can do in this offense, and Kyler Murray wants to see what we have as an organization as well, right? I think there's a lot of evaluating from both sides of the coin. So this is going to be a very interesting way on how the Cardinals are going to be able to make this go, right? To be able to figure this out, because even myself as a Cardinal fan, I'm so lost. I truly am. I don't know how to get us out of this pickle. Now, obviously, I'm not paid to get us out of the situation that we are in, but we're 1-8. There's no chance the Cardinals are going to be able to go to a miraculous run and go to a Super Bowl, right? It's not going to happen, right? Let alone playoffs. So what are we really fighting for here, right? We've seen our defense done very, very good, and I think they did a fantastic job. But do we see Kyler Murray for the remaining of the 8 games that we have left here on the schedule for the Arizona Cardinals? So that's the biggest question out there. What do you think the Cardinals should do? Do we throw him out here with this offensive line, right, with the weapons that we have, right? Let me know here in the chat in terms of what you feel. I don't know. My mind keeps going back and forth in what I feel like the Arizona Cardinals should do, because what we've seen today was definitely the bottom of the barrel in an offensive performance that I've seen in the history of watching the NFL. This was as bad as it gets right here, right? 58 yards is really hard to do, but the Arizona Cardinals were able to accomplish it today. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm just so curious to figure out what you guys are thinking here. Yes, I think that Kyler Murray will definitely bring a level of excitement back to Cardinals football. That's definitely the truth, but is it worth his risk? Is it worth his injury, right? We're re-injuring the injury that he sustained late last year. Is it worth it, right? At the end of the day, I don't know. I don't know anymore. Let me know here in the chat what your guys' thoughts are, because obviously this is one of the biggest trending questions out here. Do I want to see Kyler Murray back? Selfishly, I do, but maybe not for the remaining of the season. Maybe the Cardinals playing for a certain amount of games and make the decision, right? Is he quarterback number 1 for the future, or he's not? Because I think this is going to be very telling moving forward. I think we got some games here that that we can play good against. I'm not going to say winnable games anymore, but could play good against, so the Falcons and then the Texans. But looking at how the Texans are running, and they're looking like a well-oiled machine, it's really hard to say the Cardinals are going to be able to beat them, right? So let me know here in the chat what you guys are thinking here. Do you think the Cardinals should be playing Kyler Murray moving forward? I appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. Have a great rest of your day. Go Cards.